Put your VCR in.
Scooter's Coffee, because they have been here all month for me and for you, but also, be able to get your coffee every Wednesday. So we want to thank them and make sure you support them. They're here and in Savannah. So there's 2 locations for them. Are we ready?
Ready.
Okay. So our first presenter is Brent Knoll with D&D Ag. So please welcome Brent.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brent Knoll. I started B&D Ag in about 2017. Sell cattle equipment mainly. We have cows ourselves. We row crop as well. This is my wife, Devin. She's going to present later. So basically what we do is livestock equipment as far as fencing, working systems. We do some stuff with some cover crop seeds, some forage seeds, livestock shelters, windbreaks. We also do custom litter spreading, which is chicken litter. So I literally spread poop for fertilizer, basically. I really like it. This last year we did bring on a seed cleaner. So we're going to do everything from growing the seed to cleaning the seed to shipping it out. So we started doing that last year. It's been a pretty profitable deal. This here's a seed cleaner we bought. It's from the late 60s, but it works. This is one of the calf shelters that we manufacture ourselves. I'm a college, or not, I didn't go to college, just a high school educated guy, but I don't think you need to go to college to be an entrepreneur at all. Hoffman Brothers Welding is where I got my start. So we bought some fence line bunk from them. I'll have a picture of them later in the slide. In 2016, we bought some fence line bunk. They wanted me to be a dealer. I told them no, and then I ended up finally saying yes. They have a pretty good list of products that they offer. I started pushing them in 2024. We took on a few other different companies. Green Acres was the first sale we got off of it because they put my name in there, and there was 2 local guys called me off of one of their advertisings, and I decided right then and there that I guess this was a viable business. It wasn't just a pipe dream. So Real Tough Manufacturing, that's the newest inquiry, whatever you want to call it, that we've took on. They've been very successful with us. They offer very good livestock products. This here is a load chute, either load a semi or a stock trailer like you see in the picture here. The target market is just farmers and ranchers, anybody with livestock equipment. Also, we do a lot with row crop because of the cover crop business and the litter and lime spreading. I wanted to throw in here that the average age of the farmer is 58.1. So my demographic is a lot older than probably most of your guys' demographic. Facebook is where I mainly do most of my advertising, and Craigslist because that's where the older people seem to be. I just do educational videos or product review videos, basically, is what I try to do. As far as advertising goes, did about $850,000 in sales last year. The margin on some of these items, like my continuous fence panels, it's very low. They're the gas to my gas station, basically. So it's just to get people into the door, and then you buy a higher margin item like a windbreak or a bale feeder or something like that. My overhead is extremely high because if you don't have product, you can't sell it. But like I said, it's usually between 5 and 30%, depending on the product. They're at all times I have at least $100,000 worth of inventory on hand, just because if you don't have it, you can't sell it. It is difficult at times to guess what people will want because there's things that you think will never sell, and you get 5 calls that day about it. So, and then things you think will sell like hotcakes, they don't. So it's just kind of a guessing game, and it's very seasonal on what people need. This time of year, it's crazy because everybody's trying to go out to pasture with their cows and calves and get things worked, and we're all procrastinators, so it's a last minute deal. We got to have it today type thing. So if you don't have it, you can't sell it. My goals for 2026 and beyond, I'd like to get to $1.5 million in sales. I'd like to add more product lines. We're up to 8 vendors right now. I'd like to get that up there. Just if I see something cool, I want to try to sell it, basically, if I think it adds value to somebody. I do have a few people under me now. I just basically am the middleman between them and the supplier. So I just mark it up very little and then move it on to them. So there's always somebody smaller than you are that wants to get into it, and you just be the stepping stone for them. My big thing right now is I felt called to start a scholarship. So we are working with the FFA in Savannah. I'd like to expand this out once this thing grows a little bit more to all the surrounding areas, to do a scholarship / mentorship with FFA kids, because if we do not get kids back into agriculture, we're going to be in a bad state. And I think livestock is the way to do it, because row crop, you can autonomize that and make it to where, I mean, in the future, there'll be robots farming the ground. There already is today. It's going to get worse, and the farmers are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. The livestock just takes so many people that's how we're going to keep these small communities alive, basically. So that's where I want to get people started at a young age, to get them a chance to, I can't do a lot, but I can do something, I guess. Then as far as to expand the personal product line, there's a lot of things that we're doing now that I'm building. I just would like to continue to do that and continue to get more equipment, things like that, to be able to build that product line out. The biggest problems and challenges, like I said before, is the high overhead. It takes a lot of money to make this work, and like I said, it is profitable, but cash flow at times can get pretty challenging. Employees, like everybody knows, is a challenge at times, but I don't have very many now. They're all pretty much part-time, but getting people to line up with schedules and things like that is a challenge at times. I would like to get better on my inventory management systems. I haven't found one that I really like yet, just because I do so many different lines of things that when people call, they want to know a price, and if I have it, and it's pretty much on my memory right now. And I would like to get better with that. The marketing into things, like I said, I do Facebook and Craigslist. My main thought with the FFA, I got tired of giving Google and Facebook all my money, so I thought, why can't I just invest back into my community? That'll be my advertisement for the year, and kind of see where it leads. It may be a failure, but I don't think it will be. As far as that goes, like I said, I do Facebook videos a lot. I try to do at least 3 times a week. On my Facebook page, you guys can like and follow it. It's just B&D Ag on Facebook. I haven't done anything with Instagram or TikTok or anything like that, because like I said, my demographic's older, and it seems like Facebook is where the older demographic is. If you have any more questions, there's my information. You can see my website there and go from there. Oh, I gotta ask questions. Any questions? I can't answer them.
I agree with everything you've said, and I think your mentorship idea is great. So the challenge to get the next generation in farming, of course, is the capital expense.
Yep.
Just ungodly high. And you end up being held hostage.
It's not only that, it's the land. Land is the biggest thing. If you don't have access to land, you can't farm, plain and simple.
So do you think there might be an opportunity, you're in the cattle too, and so to get this next generation a foot in the door, so to speak, I think there might be an opportunity for them to invest. I'm not sure how this would work for insurance purposes, but invest in cattle on the hoof. They own it. You just to get them started, they might end up with a steer on the property, or maybe 2.
Possibly, yeah.
Something like that.
The biggest issue with that would be is labor. Why am I doing all the work and all you're doing is investing? I get that, but at the same time, I might as well just buy the cow.
It defeats the purpose, right?
I understand that, but what I'm trying to do here is give them a mentorship. They find their own access to land, because if all I have to do is invest money, it's easy. I want you to actually want to do this. I'll give you a little bit of equipment. I'll give you a mentorship on how to build fence, how to work cows, how to mess with sheep if you want to do the sheep deal. It all depends on what you want to do, but just invest in money. And that's what young kids don't have money either. Like, that's where I'm wanting to do more of the mentorship as far as that goes. But
drive them to take more initiative in the process.
yep. Yeah, because you can make a living at this if you just try, and you're going to start small. I mean, we all did. I wasn't born into a lot of money and with a lot of land capital. We fought tooth and nail to get what we have, and you got to want this to be able to do this. So that's where I'm just trying to get a spark started. Is all I'm trying to do.
That's where they need to have sweat equity.
Yep.
So then, okay, is there things you can design, opportunities on your operation that kids can get involved in?
Yeah.
That way you'll know.
Yep.
Are they going to show up or not?
Yep.
If they don't show up,
But I think the best way to do that is to get them to invest in themselves to be able to do that. Because if you don't, they're just an employee. Yep. But,
So in the summer months you mentioned, and I don't know, do you have like a busier season, or is it? I'm not a farmer, so is your harvest time? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Is
on the-
summer a busy time?
No, on the row crop side of things, spring and fall is the big time. Cows, you're working all the time. Now, granted, you kick cows out to pasture. I rotationally graze, so I move them every day or every couple of days anyway. So I'm with the cows every day, but it doesn't take a lot of labor to do that in the summer months. It's the feeding in the wintertime is what the main labor costs. Yeah. Now you could always build fence. You could always do things like that in the summer with kids, but yeah, I mean, there's more than ample business opportunities. If a guy just wanted to build fence, if I could get a kid started with that, that'd be a great deal. It all depends on how much initiative they have, basically. So.
Your goal of 1.5 in a year, is that this coming year, or when
Yes.
when is you do that?
26.
So then has your growth trend from your previous years, does that support going from 856 or whatever to 1.5?
Yep.
What are you doing different this year to go from 800 to 1.5?
So the cattle market is on fire right now, and that's the main reason why I'm selling what I'm selling. So I'm just going to continue to push as far as getting ads out there, bringing on more product lines, things like that. So it might be a hopeful goal, but I think we can reach it. I really do. But the farm shows, things like that. Just getting my name out there, doing things like this, just more and more and more people to know about you, basically. Because like in anything, ag is a very tight-knit community, and it's very much go to him because he treats you right kind of deal. It doesn't matter on price to a certain extent. I mean, you have to be competitive, and I always try to stay competitive, offer a decent enough product that I can keep relatively low cost. The real tough stuff, they're more of a Cadillac product. I really like their stuff, but there is limitations with that too. They're small producers that can't afford my products, and I understand that. I'm working on a little more of an economy line for them. I don't want to sacrifice quality because it doesn't matter. People forget that they're buying a cheaper product when it doesn't work for them. It's going to be I bought that from him and it doesn't work, so it tarnishes my name. So whatever I put my name on is going to be a high quality product. So, but anything else?
So your inventory system, I think you can build your own. I
Okay.
think that you need to go to some AI classes, or there was like a Vibathon, you can even like it for you. I think you can create your own app to manage your own system.
Okay.
if you want.
Okay. Thank you.
Like how many SKUs, how many different products are there that you?
I couldn't tell you. It's probably a problem, but
In our business, I've got a 23-year-old daughter that's all into Google Sheets and all this stuff, and we just simply do something like that. So when a guy grabs one off the shelf, he just
clicks it off and yep.
yeah, so
Yep.
it's simple. I'm real basic in that
I-
regard.
I basically started this with a paperclip, so it's growing pains. I know that. I literally bought a building yesterday to make a little mobile office so I can have it in the yard, get everything going. I understand I am in infancy right here, but it grew a little faster than I was expecting it to tell you the truth, which is a great problem to have. And I'm very blessed. It's just I understand my limitations. So, but good. Mhm.
I think networking with him on the FFA
Would well help. My problem is I'm a little bit limited on funds. I'd like to expand it to all the surrounding chapters. It's just I wanted to do about $2,000 worth of stuff right, with Savannah. That's my local community, and then expand it from there.
Food would be a good resource, I think, in terms of brainstorming ways to bring kids
Into it. Yep. Yep. I mean, I'm 32. I'm not that old. I'm older than probably what they think I am, type deal.
I remember him walking across the stage out here in Kansas City when he accepted his national officership.
Mhm.
Probably about that many years ago.
Yep. But
Describe your project. I'm not a farmer. I don't know much. I'm fascinated by it. I see the pictures. I have no idea what they do. You mentioned them by name.
Yep.
At school, but I have no idea what they do and what that means.
so this would be kind of a standard working system. So this is a cattle chute. So basically the cow's going to stick its head through here. We're going to catch it by the head so we can do something to her, give her a shot, preg check her, do something like that. This will squeeze in to where we can control that animal a little better. There's a door back here that we can get to her backside and preg check her. So we stick our arm in the rectum and feel, I'll get graphic, but it is what it is. I mean, I am not going to sugarcoat this. We take care of our animals, and this is how we do it. We have good equipment, and they're safe. They're calm. We keep ourselves safe with good quality equipment. This is an alleyway, so that just improves flow. It's just literally it adjusts in and out, so you can adjust different classes of animals. On the back side here, this is a tub. So basically, the cows will come in that pen. They'll go through this, and it's just a sweep tub that sweeps around to where they can't turn around and they have to go down the alleyway. So this here, you can load out. You can go to the chute, or you can go to a different loadout. This is just a display picture they have to kind of show all the different options. This is a feed bunk. Basically, you put silage or ground feed into this side of it, and the cows are on that side. They can't come through this head fence. So they can eat on one side. You don't have to get into the pen with them. It keeps you safe. It keeps the animal safe. That's a windbreak. When it's cold outside, it just blocks the wind, basically. This is a bale feeder, so you put a bale hay into it, and it makes it to where the hay doesn't fall on the ground. They trample it, and you waste a bunch of hay, basically. That's a load chute, so basically he's loading cattle into that trailer. That's my seed cleaner. That's a little calf shelter, so calves can get into that, stay out of the wind. So if you have like the windbreaks here, and all the cows huddle together and have baby calves. Cows are a lot bigger than baby calves. If it gets cold out, they're all going to huddle together. They're going to trample those baby calves and kill them. So what this idea is that this bar right here is at 3 foot. So basically, that calf can get inside there as a little oasis. The cow can't get to it. It stays, you can bed this all down. It stays nice and warm. Keeps the calf safe, basically. That was my own brainchild. I kind of got tired of all the commercial units that were out there, and we started manufacturing those ourselves. I have more pictures if you want to see them some other time, but the continuous fence panels that I talked about, they're just a pipe, 1.25 inch pipe that is 6 rails. It's 5 feet or 4 feet tall, and it's just a heavy duty fence to where cows can't get out of it, basically. So,
that work, or is that manufactured elsewhere?
Both. So we do some and the other. So.
So good job on videos on your
Thank you.
social media.
Thank you.
That's impressive.
I just tell myself nobody's going to watch them, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
So I'd say to the crowd, share his social media. He's got 343 followers. Let's help him.
I started with 89 last year, so I've grown it quite a bit. So.
Nice job. My question for you is, you said you're taking some of your marketing dollars and you're putting them toward community support. What specifically are you doing along that line?
The scholarship.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that was my thought. Just invest back into my community, basically. So, go ahead.
You talked in the beginning about your fertilizer and the chicken litter and so on, which I'm super curious about. And I live down past Fawcett, and they just
spread it a lot. Yep.
Have done down there.
Yep.
Is that profitable? Like, how do you get it?
So it comes out. I don't tell my sources because everybody wants it, and I went through all the work of finding and securing all these. So I get it from Oklahoma, Arkansas area down in
like
there.
Hen houses?
So I don't get hen litter, I get broiler litter.
Okay.
So basically the chicken that you eat, that's where these are coming from. So they're called broiler chickens. it's better quality. The hen litter is kind of wet, nasty stuff. It's a different type of litter. It's probably too in the weeds for this conversation, but the broiler litter is what I typically get, or we do lime. But so basically it has NPK and has every micronutrient you could ever want. So I'm trying to get away from synthetics. We try to do the chicken litter. It really helps with that. I've turned ground around that was pretty low producing row crop production and turned it around in a very quick order. It's not cheap by any means, and it's an investment. It takes 3 to 5 years to really see your money back, but it's worth it in my opinion. So I've been doing that probably 15 years, close to that. So we bought our own litter truck, and we had a couple guys custom do it for a few years on our own ground, and then I bought my own litter truck, and we do it custom as well. So we do all of our own and then custom ground as well. So I'm a pretty busy man, I'll put it that way.
That's really cool.
Go ahead.
What's your competition? Is there any out there?
Basically like the MFAs, the co-ops of the world, which co-op structure in general, the reason I kind of started this is because I got tired of the co-op structure and all the high overhead and overcharging for things. So I don't have a lot of overhead. It's just product basically. I run it out of the farm, so I don't have a lot in town or anything. I have a small display on a piece of ground that we own on a Business 71 there in Savannah. It's just a little kind of a drive by and see my sign and see a few products and might pique your interest kind of deal. But there's other people like me, but they're all 100 miles away basically kind of deal. So, and there's more than enough room for all of us. I come from an abundance mentality. I got tired of the, always worrying about my competition and stuff like that. We can all make money at this. There's more, just, I beat them with service basically is what I try to do. I stay competitive on my price and beat them with service. So, but
How big of a hurt does it take to really need?
I would say if you have one now, like this system here, of course, it takes a lot, just money wise, it takes a lot more. But if you have one head, you need some way to be able to doctor that animal. So that's what we're doing with the cattle chutes and stuff like that. Do you need one of my chutes that's $10,000? Probably not. You can get by with something a little cheaper. And I will tell you that if you tell me you have 5 head of cows, I'm going to tell you to go to Orscheln's or TSC and buy a $2,000 cattle chute and make it work for a while until you can get bigger with that. But
Have you ever thought about doing that?
I have. So Real Tough makes a portable system. So it's basically this right here, and it just has wheels on it. I've thought about buying one of theirs. They're about 30 grand, and it's one of those I really don't want it to not come home kind of deal. And I trust most people, but I get people from 250 miles away coming to me. It's like, I don't know that I want it going that far down the road. And people kind of tear the crap out of stuff when it's not theirs. And I really don't think I want that, I don't have the bandwidth to put up with that, I guess. So I haven't done that yet. I'm not saying it's not a future endeavor, but there's some things that I've thought about buying and written out. That's for sure. But
There are biosecurity issues with that too.
yep, I could see that. But like I said, the Real Tough is a very, very high quality product. People think I make it. I do not. I will tell you that. I'm probably one of their biggest dealers, and I've started 2 years ago. So it has went over well. That just tells me that there is a need for this kind of product. But so.
Do you have like a database? Are you keeping track of customers that have bought?
I am not. No, I still do paper tickets. I agree. I need to. I agree. I know my flaws. I do paper tickets and stuff like that. So.
On your marketing, I'm a hobby farmer, and yeah, there's 58. That seems young to me.
Yep.
I think the average age of farmers is 20.
Yep.
But to your point, I know a lot of guys that aren't on Facebook and things like that. So
Yep.
I would,
Craigslist, do not, if you're any kind of remotely doing with the older demographic, do not sleep on Craigslist. It is free advertisement, and you will get calls. I mean, I get people from, which granted it's a lot more rural, but like eastern Missouri, northeastern Missouri, Brookfield area. I have 2 guys coming today to look at tubs and alleys from that area. It's just, and every one of them called me off of Craigslist because Craigslist works and it's free, and it's annoying. It's cumbersome because you have to do if you want to advertise in Kirksville and Kansas City and all that, you have to do different ads. It's stupid, but it's worth it because you do get phone calls from it.
you should consider, I think Amanda brought up a really good You should, yeah, for your demographic, like a direct mail.
I've thought that. I don't know where to get the names. Okay. Like I thought about going to the sale barns. Yep.
Just keeping track of anybody that came in. Just
Yep.
get their contact info.
Yep. I could see that definitely. Anybody else?